This video demonstrates the sterilization techniques used at Pacific University. All proper PPE must be worn throughout the sterilization process. We start the sterilization process by running cassettes and loose instruments through the hydrum, which is similar to a dishwasher and removes blood and debris from instruments. When loading the hydrum, pull the racks all the way out in order to keep the door open. Place cassettes in the racks. And loose instruments in the tray on the top shelf. When the hydrum is full and ready to run, close the door. Select the heavy-duty option on the touch screen and push start. The hydrum will run for approximately an hour and a half. Once the hydrum is finished running its cycle, you will unlock the door and unload all cassettes and loose instruments on the dirty side counter. After unloading, place an indicator strip into each cassette before bagging them and taping them closed. The indicator strips verify that steam reaches the inside of each cassette during the sterilization process. When taping the EnviroPacks, first tape the bag closed with masking tape. Then, be sure to place a small strip of indicator tape on each bag. The stripes on the tape will turn black when proper heat for sterilization is achieved. If a cassette does not have an EnviroPack, it must be wrapped in blue sterilization paper. Wrapping a cassette is very similar to wrapping a present, and the following demonstration shows one way of doing so. When taping, remember to place a small strip of indicator tape on each wrapped cassette. When packaging loose instruments, it is important to find the right size pouch for proper sterilization. A pouch that is too small won't seal correctly and could cause the pouch to rip, while a pouch that is too big takes up unnecessary space. The proper size pouch has enough room to fit the instrument but fills as much space as possible in the pouch. To seal the pouch, remove the paper strip and fold the sticky side down at the serrated line to adhere to the plastic. Do not fold the pouch in order to make it smaller, as this prevents a proper seal. When preparing cassettes for sterilization, you must mark each one with the date and the letter of the machine that it is going into. This is a way to track all instruments if there is ever a problem with the machine. Before starting a load, remember to write the date, letter of sterilizer, and time on an indicator strip. This will be put in the middle of the load and indicates that the steam has reached through the cassettes to the center of the load. When loading the sterilizer, be sure to not overfill each rack. Cassettes should be flush with the rack and not put pressure against the door when closing. When full, remember to place the indicator strip in the center of the load. You will then shut the door, select Packs, and push the green Start button. Remember to always wipe down the machine with Cavicide so that no cross-contamination occurs during the unloading process. Once you have started the load, write down the date, sterilizer letter, and time that was written on the indicator strip, as well as your initials in the logbook on the clean side counter. The process of loading Sterilizer B is similar to Sterilizer A. First, remove the trays. You will then write the letter of the sterilizer and stamp the date on each item and place each item on the trays. Once you have finished loading the trays, slide them into the racks of the sterilizer. You will then write the date, time, and letter B on an indicator strip and place it on one of the two middle racks. Don't forget to write this information in the logbook. Then, shut the door and select the correct cycle. This is determined by what instruments were loaded into the sterilizer. Remember that cassettes and pouches can be sterilized together, but handpieces and cassettes cannot. Again, remember to wipe down the door to reduce the risk of cross-contamination. With clean hands, unload the sterilizers by removing all sterile instruments and placing them in the racks on the clean side counter until they are fully dry. They will then be put away in their proper storage areas. This is the same process for both sterilizer A and B. Bring the indicator strip from each load to the logbook, and if the strip indicates that the load has met the proper temperature, you can put a plus in the results column for that load. An instructor will double check this so the strip can be left in the book until this is done. To load the statums or sterilizers C and D, first remove the cassette and place it on the dirty side counter. Just as with the other machines, each item goes into the statum and must be labeled with the date and letter of machine it is being run in. Be sure to only place one layer of instruments in each cassette, as this ensures a proper sterilization and dry cycle. Write the date, time, and letter on an indicator strip and place it in the cassette. Place the lid back on the cassette and place it in the sterilizer to be run. If the following message appears when trying to run a load, you must add more water. To do so, remove the hose from under statum C and turn the knobs so they are parallel to the hose. Remove the lid and trap from the top of the statum. To dispense water, push the silver button on top of the hose. The statum requires its tank to be filled about a quarter way full to run. When finished adding water, turn the knobs closed and replace the hose. Once you are ready to run a load, select the proper cycle and push the green diamond to start. Wipe down the cassette handle, the screen, and the drawer when finished. To unload the statums, remove the cassette with clean hands and bring it to the clean side counter. Open the cassette and place all pouches in the drying racks. They will stay here until completely dry and then be put away in their proper storage areas. Remember to mark the results of the indicator strip in the logbook and leave it there until faculty is able to check it off. When finished, replace the lid and put the cassette back where it belongs. We hope this video helps you to have an easy and successful time when working in sterile.
I can't get it